Well, hello everyone and welcome to the Hubnut Social here at the Classic Motor Hub. Yet again, we've lucked out with the weather so far. Storm Kathleen is battering parts of the UK. It's fine here, we hope. As you can see, we got Betty and Shemi are leading the Hubnut display, but Bob is here as well. We have been bobbing all weekend. It is getting very windy. I hope that's not coming over on the mic. But let's start walking around before people leave. We've already lost a couple of cars. So MGF and Audi A8, I think it was. Sorry I missed you. Let's crack on. It says 100 cars. We're meant to have almost 200. I think a few people have been scared off by the storms, but there's still some very interesting cars to see. So straight away we can see we've got Australia well represented today. We've got Betty, the Ford Fairmont AU, and just in the background there, a Vauxhall Monaro. So yeah, we're doing very, very well. Let's come racing round. We'll go and start at the beginning, I think, because that's a good place to start. Shems has got plenty of fans here. I'm going to just go wide angle. He says, really difficult to do one-handed. There we go. And yeah, the scale difference between Shemi and Betty. Miss Hubnut is here bravely selling merchandise in the wind and chatting to folk, because that is the point. It is a social. And yeah, we've got Bob on display. People can come and see what Bob's like. He's not this tidy when we're camping in him, I must admit. So we'll go and start over here. Got a Fiat Punto, the facelift variety. So very, very different to the early ones, which had headlamps shared with the MG SV. But these later ones, it really changed the character of the car. So this is a Sporting. And I have to say, I like the look of those seats. Very much. They look very comfortable. Very nice. Avantime is here. It's always nice to have one of these about. But the very first time I came to this venue, there was an Avantime. So it's good to see. It's a V6. It was making lovely noises. Mitsubishi Colt. Don't know if you remember, I had one of these on the channel for a time. This one's a manual rather than the automatic. Oh, so it's nice to have a bit more time to have a look at things. Rustival, we just no time for filming at all. Seat Ibiza, we always seem to have a Seat Ibiza. It isn't the same one. We have a different one every time we come here. That lovely Giugiaro styling, so crisp. So, that's good to see. Triumph Dolomite. We've got a few of those here. Fiesta Mark IV. I call them shovel noses. We've got Cavalier here. Good to see. Volvo 240 giving us headlamp wiper moments. Oh yes. Audi 80 Sport is very nice. Our second Dolomite of the day. A Toyota Alphard, I think, appears to have a camper top. Yes, it is an Alphard. So that's a Japanese import, apparently called Geely, which is nice. I did drive one of those briefly in New Zealand, but didn't film it. It's one of those days where I was just absolutely shattered, but had the opportunity. Volkswagen R something. Tiguan a day. Mark IV Fiesta. Nissan Leaf has driven quite a distance. Just one charge along the way. Good to see. Right, panning around this lineup, we've got the Honda Civic Type R, which I think actually belongs to a Marshall here. The earlier Invacar next to a Model 70 like Took. That's an S plate, so that's a much later one. And that's an earlier type with a manual transmission. Ford Focus, we've got the Indecisive Autos Volvo estate with no headlamp wipers. Astra estate looking quite mean and moody. XJ6. And this Volvo is quite interesting. This is an ex-firearms unit police Volvo. So there's a lot more going on than you realise when you look at that exterior. Do love the E39 BMW, contrasting beautifully with the Ford Puma next to it, or is it a Cougar? I forget. We've got this very, very characterful. Gilburn is here again, representing the Welsh side of motoring. Yeah, it is a Cougar. They changed the spelling of Cougar, so there are two Ford Cougars. This is the later one. Now in this lineup, we've got an earlier Punto, very rare now. Peugeot 205. We've got the Montego with the big engine again. We've got the Seat Arona. I'm told I keep getting it wrong every time we see this at a Hubnut event. Nick's Visa. He bought the Visa GTI that was at Rustival. Fiat Panda. Hello, sir. Volvo S40. I'm going to have to go and check the back. I think it's a 40. It's the little one, isn't it? Yes, there we go. But it's still got the 2.4 5-cylinder engine. Very nice. Beautiful styling on these. I love that whole design language. Volvos of that era. We've got a little Fiat Panda Mark III, Series 1 Land Rover with some chaotic wiper action. Some bloke in his Citroen Activa, because all these other Citroens are broken. Telling. Avant-garde Mercedes-Benz A-Class. And then we've got this rather lovely Morris Minor. So those who aren't into their pre-war cars might not realise that the Minor existed in pre-war times in a very, very different form. At one time it was the cheapest car you could buy new in England. It was £100. So, yeah. Oh no, he's got it muddy. Ruined. Absolutely ruined. So there you go. That's a nice Mini there. Porsche 911, Audi 80, Volkswagen Fox. He's running away from the camera. He's running away from the camera. He's just, his fame is too much for him now. Yeah, Volkswagen Fox, built in Brazil, I believe, and sold here. Suzuki Wagon R, BMW 3 Series, the Alpine I drove. When did I drive that? Was it last year or the year before? Must have been the year before. Beautiful car. Mark III Golf GTI, I drove one of those a while back. Alfa Romeo 159, maybe. Hyundai i10. That's quite funky. Like in the look how mean it is trying to be. Ford Focus. This has had one owner from new, and then a closer look at the Monaro with a V8 engine, kind of developed from the Omega platform, but longer and wider with more V8 engine. Mark III Fiesta. You can see another one of those in a moment. Ford Capri. Mark V Mondeo. Well, Mark IV, sorry. And we've got a Mazda 626 on the end. Very nice. Hello.
How are you?
This isn't the one Kitch drove, is it?
Yes, it certainly
It is.
Yeah.
Ah, so you can see it.
Like a test drive for a different outlook.
Oh, I'm not going to have time today, but let me just flip the camera. So yeah, this car was featured on the Up and Down channel. He did a drive in it. He didn't really seem to know what to make of it, but that's for fairly standard Kitch. But
Yep.
it is in glorious condition.
It is. A few little sort of supermarket related sort of incidents happened in the past.
Yeah, yeah.
But overall, the interior is immaculate. Bodywork's largely okay. Yeah, and it works. I had fun trying to get hold of an aerial for it. It took me about 2 years.
Oh wow,
Because it got
that is
snapped off.
dedication. Yeah, yeah.
But
It's lovely to see. So, what is such an ordinary car of yesteryear in such lovely condition.
Yeah, they're getting quite rare now.
Yeah.
I think last I saw that model, there was about 67 left.
Blimey.
I think overall of the 626s, I think there's around 300, 320 or so left.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a drive myself at some point, just to compare
Oh,
purely with
absolutely.
Nissan Primera I used to ride.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
No, that'd be
interesting.
fantastic.
Yeah,
I'd
thank you.
love that.
Right.
Excellent.
We must continue, but thank you very much.
No problem. Have a
Go
good
and
day.
see what else we can see. So, Fiat 500, very, very pretty cars. That'll be Dave's Jaguar S-Type. Honda Accord Aero deck with the lovely detail that part of the roof comes up with the tailgate. I like that. Very, very nice cars. Hello, sir. Porsche Boxster. We've got an MGB sneaking in. Ford Fiesta Mark VI, I think, with this buggy, beach buggy, was a Rustival. The 2CV has a 720cc engine, and apparently that's my fault. Morris badged Mini Cooper there, looking very tiny next to this E36 Coupe. This is Mo's little Peugeot 107, also a Rustival. And our second Holden, the other Monaro, is here. Volkswagen Up GTI. It's a lot easier than Mighty Car Mods finding it. We just buy them. Don't have to make them and discover that they're so very, very different. Wandering Organist. This is his Citroen C5, currently for sale. So he's a member of the Citroen Car Club, so I think it's been mentioned there. Greater Floydian Circle's about, and I think he's in this Peugeot 306 Cabriolet. I could be wrong. Volkswagen TF. No, not Volkswagen TF. MG TF. Come on, brain. Triumph Dolomite again. Our third Dolomite. Honda Concerto, done up to support the Welsh Air Ambulance. Jim McGill, my travelling companion for the Turin trip, is here in Des. He's very well travelled Fiat Panda Mark III. Does like his Fiats. Another BMW 3 Series, Land Rover Freelander 2. I was pondering one of these because you could get these with a straight 6 petrol engine, transversely mounted. Very interesting, Volvo engine. Suzuki SJ, I think that was here last time. It's lovely condition. MGB GT, a very late one. Next to another MG. That'll be Steve's MG ZS or HS. I can't even tell the difference. And I should be able to tell because my dad has a ZS. It is a ZS. So there we go. Triumph Spitfire here. Lovely condition. Very, very nice. Another Hyundai i10. Another Volvo V50 of those. It's the Montego it's running in the background. It's turbo 16 engine. It's a Vauxhall Vectra. Alfa Brera? Possibly. A non-GTI up. Focus Mark II facelift. And a very deliciously coloured Skoda Fabia. And then we've not got much left. As I say, a couple of cars are left already. There's the MGB that just came in. Looking nice. We did a MGB barn find video very recently. Tesla Model S. Very similar age to the one I drove. The first Tesla I drove, which was on a 14 plate. Another Daihatsu. We've got a 4-track independent here. So it's independent because it's got the wider arches. It's only independent front suspension, but I think it is coils at the back. Another MGTF. Oh, look at this enormous Ford. Is that a Ford LTD? Oh, like in the 70s cop car reference there. Look at the seats. My days. All of the brown, yes. There we go, LTD. They also use that tag in Australia on entirely different cars. Then we've got a nice little Clio, looking beautifully shabby here. A Mitsubishi Colt, and yeah, this beautiful Fiesta Mark III, which we've known about for a while. Lovely, lovely condition. Look at the details. Hello! Lovely interior. And as a bonus, you still don't get a rear wiper.
It is the bonus.
What actually did you get on a bonus?
The bonus optional extras were you've got a coded radio.
Oh yeah, luxury.
And you've got the ivory white wheel trims.
Yes, like on the Escort.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
era.
and that is pretty much your bonus.
Brilliant. And this was a relative's car.
Yeah, so this has been in the family forever.
Wow.
It's from Soanes in Leamington Spa. They were the Ford dealership.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
now a housing estate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so my uncle had this forever. Always garaged it. Drove it locally into town.
Yeah, yeah.
So averaged a couple of 100 miles a year, and that slowly went down. He gave up driving about March last year and suddenly passed away in September.
Mm-hmm.
But we always spoke about, because I work in the classic motor trade anyway,
Yeah.
he always talked about, could I take it to shows? Please take it to shows.
Oh.
Don't drive it to work. Don't drive it in the
Yeah,
rain.
yeah.
And here we go. So I've not had
Amazing.
it long, but I'm trying to get it, all the little niggles
Yeah.
done.
And what's the mileage now?
28,000.
28,000.
It's the 1 litre little Tapati engine they have.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've got everything. I've
Amazing.
never had a car with so much history. It's got the receipts from the dealership, every tax disc, every MOT, everything about it.
Yeah.
And I've known the car pretty much all its life, so it's in good hands.
Wow. Well, it's lovely to see it. Thank you for bringing it along. I
thank
know
you,
it was at
Ian.
Rustival, and I didn't get a chance to even see it.
No, not
so
at all. Thanks, Ian.
Lovely to finally see it in the metal.
You too, but yeah, Vintage Supplies.
Ah,
That's
yes.
the place to go, Mulwell.
Yeah.
If you
Well,
ever need anything.
Well, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you, Ian.
The sound's gone very hubnut at this point. I must have accidentally turned the mic off, but I didn't want to do the report without having a look at this Saab 93 at the end. Look, we got a very Swedish sort of a sign there. And I just think these are really nice looking cars, very stylish. Got these white rear lights that were very of their time. The estate also had white rear lights, and just a nice looking car, so nice to see. And then I remembered I hadn't seen Lord Bungall's transit van. Lord Bungle was interviewed by Steph in her Rustival report, but this is his mighty transit camper. He travels all over the country in, and very, very good to see it. They kind of parked him out of the way because it was quite big, but I don't think they had to go quite so far out of the way. Bit of accident damage on the back which I think happened just before Rustival, annoyingly. And then we're going to go and look at this over here, because this chap bought a Smart all the way to the social and offered me parts from it. But unfortunately, the parts I need would require the rear subframe to be dropped. This one has blown up the engine, and so he's going to be broken for spares. He needs the roof out of it, because he's got one where the roof managed to smash, so that should be a fun job, removing the glass roof. It's also got the pods on the dashboard that I quite like. So yeah, sad to see it, but thank you very much for the offer. And then we got some lovely footage here that also has no sound, which is a bit sad, because it includes this Avantime. Just imagine it purring past, only nicer. And then as I was panning around, there was a bit of a Ford exchange. So the little Fiesta was driving out, Warren's little Fiesta that we looked at just a few moments ago. And then another car drove in behind me. Yes, it's Stuart and Tina in the Mark 1 Focus Millennium Edition I drove a while back. So even as cars were leaving, cars were still arriving. But yeah, a splendid day as the Fords change over here at the Hubnut Social. And just a bit of a reminder of what the Classic Motor Hub is about. It's where they sell some very, very non-Hubnut cars, like this Iso Grifo, one of just 5 right-hand drive examples. Got the smaller 5.3 litre. They did do a 7 litre of these as well. Iso, famously a refrigerator manufacturer in Italy, and they had an attempt at building cars with this little thing called the Isetta, little Iso, but they didn't like that so much, so they sold off the rights to BMW, who kept calling it the Isetta and built them with great success. And I think it was the son of Iso's founder who said, I think I would prefer to make supercars instead. So they did. And this is one of those. Also a very, very expensive Aston Martin. I think some of these were here the last time we were here as well. And the Vantage behind it, looking very moody. And this old Riley, which was a very splendid looking thing. So this is what the Classic Motor Hub does. It isn't just a meeting place. They sell very high-end cars. The E-Type lightweight there. Left-hand drive fixed head coupe. And another Riley here that I just stepped back to have a look at. Next to the Aston Martin DBS. But yeah, what I really liked was this Porsche 356B Cabriolet. Probably because I used to have a model of one. And my first 1/18th scale model. And yeah, it's just a beautiful looking car in beautiful condition. Behind that, a massive Rolls Royce Silver Ghost, slightly later style of Silver Ghost. And we shall pop in to see what the price is. Ooh, yep, not affording that. And yeah, beautiful red leather interior and a gated manual, just like a Ferrari, but on the right-hand drive. And we shall toddle around to have a look at the amazing steering wheel controls, where you can adjust the ignition timing and the idle speed of the engine. Lovely. Be quite good fun to drive one of these pre-First World War Rolls Royces, I think. Piano. I didn't play a tune. You'll be sad to hear. And we've got this baby Talbot, or Talbot baby. And another look at that 356. What a beautiful car. Oh, let's just say goodbye to the Invercars. Bye. I don't envy them in this wind. Listen to that noise. Single cylinder engine. Manual gearbox. Bye! Gosh, that's quiet. Barely hear it. Lovely. Safe trip. Thank you.